Good
Morning!
morning! We should have a little intro tune.
I know, I feel like we need a song at this point.
It's day 29, and we're working on an intro tune.
For next time.
Yeah, that's right. If we ever do the 30-day mindfulness challenge again, we'll have a little intro tune.
We will.
Maybe we'll have backup singers. Yeah, that's right. When we do it again,
Yeah.
we're going to have backup singers, full production, everything, the full works.
Needless to say, we've had a ton of fun in the last 30 days. Prior to going on the lives, the behind the scenes stuff that you guys have missed out on, we've had a lot of laughter.
Yeah, you guys should just come hang out here. Practice
great.
mindfulness with us really live.
Yeah.
It's funny.
We hope everyone has an amazing Friday, and we are so grateful for you to be here with us.
Yeah.
Today, Marcus is going to guide us through a square breathing practice, which I'm really excited about. Actually, because I find this practice really challenging, and so it's good. So I'm going to be practicing some tolerance skills related to it, because there is some great benefit with the square breathing.
And that goes into saying, when our mindfulness practice, things happen we don't like,
Yeah.
milk spills, as they metaphorically say, and how do we react to that, Can we just allow ourselves to be in the experience without judgment?
Yeah.
Because if we can judge the external experience of our life without judgment, it strengthens our ability to eliminate judgment from the internal experience, which is often thought or things that we don't like physical tension or discomfort or pain, different things like that. And so we're gonna breathe squarely. What it ultimately is you're breathing in for about 4 seconds. You're holding your breath, and then you're gonna hold your breath for about 4 seconds. But you're not just holding your breath at that point of tension. You actually hold your breath, and you're gonna relax your muscles, and then you're gonna breathe out for 4 seconds. And then you're going to hold that. And again, you're not going to get excited or nervous about the fact that you're holding your breath, because you know you're going to breathe back in, so you can actually relax here and then breathe back in. Hold, relax the muscles, and then breathe out. So that's what we're going to be going through. And that's going to be led after a short opening where we just kind of focus on ebbs and flows of the breath to start.
Perfect, that sounds great.
Cool,
Thanks.
Let's get started. All right, find a comfortable seat. Hands on your lap, palms up, palms down, whatever works for you. With square breathing, I probably recommend doing it sitting if you can. If you're laying down, you might find it really nice to place a pillow underneath of your back or something that allows your chest to open up. And you can just allow your breath to move in and out through your nose, finding a rhythm, finding a natural ebb and flow. As you're breathing in, you're aware of the inhale, the inflation and lift of your ribs. And then your exhale, you can allow your shoulders to gently soften, letting your arms fall heavy by your side. We're going to evoke a state of calm as much as we can for about a minute or two before we start square breathing. So in that time, just allow yourself to pay attention to what's happening in the room that you're in, just so that any noises that arise in your awareness can kind of be calmed without judgment, without any concern about them. You might hear the hum of an appliance, or your HVAC blowing air into the room that you're in. If you're near a window, you might hear some animals, birds. You might hear traffic noises that whizzes by your window. Just allow the ebb and flow or the back and forth of your breath. Just allow it to be part of your awareness here in this moment. Invite a gentle interruption to your breath just so that you can find your next exhale, so we're all moving through this together. From here you can breathe in deep to expand and lift your chest. And follow that with an exhale that allows your body to soften. breathe in together to fill the lungs. And from this place, you can hold your breath, just gently constricting the back of your throat as you soften your shoulders and the muscles in your face. And then exhale all the way out. Hold. And then breathing in. Hold your breath, relax your muscles, soften your shoulders, and let that go all the way out. Hold your breath here, relax your face, and then slowly sipping in air as you breathe in to fill up. Hold, relax, and let it go. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. 3, 2, 1. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Let it go. For 3, 2, 1. Hold. And breathing in to expand, lift. Hold, soften your body, and let it go. Hold, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 3, 2, 1. Let it go. 3, 2, 1. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Breathing in for 4, 3, 2. All the way in. 1. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Let it go. 3, 2, 1. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Filling all the way up. Hold your breath for a moment, soften your muscles, and then try to breathe in again, filling up. And let it go. One more time, full breath in. 3, 2, 1. Hold. 3, 2. Soften. Breathe in. And let it go. Full breath in. Full breath out. Strong inhale. And exhale. Feel the inhale, expand your chest, inflate your lungs. Transition that into your exhale as you allow your shoulders to soften and your muscles to relax. Do it again as you breathe in to fill up. And empty out. Transition any tension or effort into a sense of ease as you breathe in. Letting go of any of those muscles as you breathe out. Two more times. Fill up. And empty out. You can gently bring light back into your eyes. Awareness back into the space. Make any movements that your body is craving. Hello to Cynthia. Hi, Debbie. It's great to have you joining us. What a treat to be able to share this practice with you.
Thank you. That was good.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Did you enjoy it?
No. And I know why I don't enjoy it. So I'm someone who's always up. I breathe just from the top capacity of my lungs, and I don't do deep belly breaths.
Yeah.
And so it feels like I'm choking.
Okay.
And that's why I don't like it. And you know what? It's just something I need to practice because I know I can train my body. Like I can train my mind to breathe deeper and in my belly. So it's just working through it.
Totally. Well, and it is a work in progress, like everything else that we're doing, right? What's really cool about our lungs is that we think that we breathe into these big sacs. Well, to fill up a bag or a sack, that's obvious. It's easy to do, right? You just blow into it until it kind of expands, until it keeps going. Oh, that's awesome. My niece followed along.
Cool.
Ollie, my niece, and Marnie's my sister-in-law.
Amazing.
And so yeah, our lungs are these, we think of these two big sacs, but that's not the case. What's happening actually is it's much more similar to a root system. So you've got your trunk, right? This is your throat, and then it branches off into two major roots, and then that branches off and branches off and branches off, just like a tree. And at the end of every one of your branches, you got a little leaf. In your lungs, it's the same way, but instead of a leaf, you have something called an alveoli. And that alveoli takes oxygen, and there's blood wrapped around or flowing around this alveoli, and carbon monoxide or dioxide, forgive me, it goes into your lung, and that's what you exhale. It's the monoxide, and then it's the oxygen that you're bringing into your bloodstream, right? And so that's the transition. And so if you think about all the little leaves, if you're kind of compressed or rounded forward in your chest, then you're snuffing out or cutting off the ability for the lungs to actually take in air that low.
Yeah, and I do. I sit like this
Totally.
all day long, and I have to consciously bring my shoulders back.
And it's such a common thing. Like I work with a lot of people. I'll do one-on-one classes with those individuals who really struggle with anxiety, with depression, and what's a really consistent factor is that you're breathing about 1.5 liters of oxygen into the upper part of your lungs, but the full capacity of our lungs is actually up to 4 liters. Now those are big lungs. 3.5 to 4 liters is the capacity of the average lung, but that's only happening when we breathe deep. So that's why I encourage you to draw your shoulder blades back, to lift your chest, to kind of create space for your breath, because you're literally creating space for your breath. It's not just like this hippie yogi thing where you create space, make space for yourself, make space for your breath. No, you're physically creating space so that all the little leaves at the bottom of your tree, your lungs, they get to have the blood flowing around those alveoli as well, and now there's that transition of oxygen carbon monoxide relationship. If you're kind of snuffing that out, oxygen isn't getting there, carbon dioxide isn't leaving. So then you can imagine, well, what are the implications for my body? If I'm breathing in 1.5 liters of oxygen versus 4 liters of oxygen, can you imagine how much blood is being recycled or flowing through your body that didn't have the exchange, right? So then you can think about things like energy, your ability to heal yourself, other factors that have a huge role in restricting blood flow to different parts of your body, inflammation and different autoimmune challenges that we face.
Wow.
So yeah, the implications are huge, and I'm happy to nerd out with you on the implications. There's things happening in your brain too that are pretty cool.
We just talk about this stuff all the time.
Yeah, Stephanie and I hang out off camera, and all we do is talk about the body and the mind.
Pretty much. Amazing. Well, you're not in university anymore, are you?
I watch more lectures. I actually do. I watch more lectures now than I went to lectures in university.
Not the case for me. I did go to my classes. I do read a lot. I love research.
It's just interesting when you don't. Yeah, I shouldn't say that. If you're in school, keep it up.
Go to your classes. It's the final week next week. Yes.
Yeah, you're in the home stretch.
Yeah, you got this.
Finish strong, friends. And if not, at least practice mindfulness if you're not going to go to school.
That's our advice. Okay.
Marcus and Stephanie's life advice.
Oh, that's a separate life.
Yeah, totally. Awesome. Thanks so much. We appreciate you for joining us. We hope you had an amazing time experiencing this with us. We will see you on a pre-recorded for day 30 and day 31. We've got a bonus one in there for you. So yeah, just have an amazing time. Don't be an island. Reach out for help and
continue your practice in whatever way that works for you and your lifestyle. We just encourage you immensely to continue. setting reminders. Oh, downloading apps. We wanted to talk about
Oh
that.
yeah, we did want to talk about that. We got time, so you tune out now, or you find out what apps we listen to, or we use as helpful tools.
I personally love the Headspace app. So the first 10 days of using the app is completely free. So day 1 through 10 is guided, really short. I think they're 3-minute, maybe 5-minute with the talking meditations.
Keep going. I'm just gonna grab my phone
Yeah.
because I also want to talk about a free app that I just came
yeah.
across that I think is
Like
important.
it.
Because
And then you do have to pay for Headspace after that. So
let's talk about the fees. What is Headspace?
So
And we're not sponsored by any of these. These are just like
no.
legit what we use.
I think I signed up when there was a sale. So they usually do a sale at the end of the year before the new year when people want to start something. So I believe I paid $49 for the annual fee. And
Oh, that's epic.
I thought it was great.
That's good because typically the apps that I know about are $9.99 up to $14.99.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I think it's peanuts compared to what it gives you in the sense that
Yes, and I agree,
it's
but I
that
think
thing.
if people are thinking about money and
Totally.
finances, then it can work out to be a lot. But yes, I agree with you.
But having said that, there's lots of ways to do it for free, and that's why I need to pull up my phone because Emily, who's been on the show with us, or on the live cast with us, she told me about Insight Timer. And Insight Timer, I haven't navigated it a whole bunch, but there's like talks, there's lectures, there's different kinds. There's, I think, an accountability report, so you can actually like see
that's cool.
when you're like doing it, which is awesome. The app that I personally love a lot, and I really highly recommend it, is called Waking Up. It's by a gentleman named Sam Harris, and he's just a really smart guy who's very evidence based. He's not going to give you a bunch of I call it wooiness. I don't know what else to call it without sounding offensive, because I don't want to call it overly spiritual, because spirituality can be a beautiful thing, and I'm happy to kind of go into that. But sometimes spirituality is a way of talking over people's heads, and I really don't like that. Right? If I don't know how to explain something, and then I start talking about it in a spiritual way, then somehow it's socially accepted, and I don't like that. I think that it's really important for us to challenge ourselves to use the language that we speak to communicate as clearly as possible, and when we don't know something, say, I don't know. Rather than being like, oh, well, it's just the spiritual thing that you have to connect with the body of the universe and trust. And, well, to me, yeah, trusting is good. We can talk about trusting, but when we start talking about esoteric phenomena that I can't relate to, I don't resonate with that very well.
I agree with you.
And so what I find Sam Harris does really well is do a really great job of articulating this practice, the benefits of this practice, in a way that I find is easy to follow. And so that app is called Waking Up. I believe it's either $9.99 or $14.99.
Like a month?
A month, yeah. I think I got it for $70 for the whole year. So it's a little more expensive than that. But then YouTube, what a great resource that is.
So many amazing.
All you have to do is pick the style that you like, whether it be a body scan, whether it be square breathing, whether it be whatever. Type in whatever style you like and the time period you want to do it, and I guarantee you're going to find some really great content.
Even if you don't want a guided one and you just want sound or music.
Or visuals. I've seen really cool visuals where it's like a little, like, kind of looks like this. And when it is like breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. And it's much slower than that, hopefully. So check that out too.
Screenshot Marcus's face.
You can just put this on repeat. But I don't know how to explain it. It's like, almost like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like a screensaver, like a burst, and then it kind of drifts away. And I find that really nice for regulated breathing. You could probably type in regulated breathing into YouTube, and there's be a lot of cool stuff that I don't even know about yet. I haven't done that yet.
I love the visualizations, different scenes and atmospheres of beach, meditation.
Yeah.
Rainforest was always my favorite.
Okay.
With like the waterfall, that's just to me very calming, and I love when it rains.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can really find anything on YouTube, and they're completely free.
Yeah.
And you can, if you have a YouTube account, I think, or a Gmail account, you can start to save them if you like them.
That's a great idea.
I just discovered this the other day, and I just started saving a bunch because I'm like, oh, this is great. I don't have to look. When I am distressed, I have, my resources are right there.
Yep. And if you want to use these videos videos, and you can just
please.
start them again. You're welcome to do that. They're all on YouTube.
Yeah,
They're also all on the Facebook page at Moto Yoga Brantford
and Mindful Path
Counseling.
Yeah.
So those are all available to you. You got lots of resources. Lots of resources.
Yes. Well, we hope everyone.
Lots of.
Well, we hope everyone has a wonderful Friday and enjoys the 2 remaining videos for the weekend.
Yes.
And yeah, have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank
Continue
you.
your practice and maybe let us know how it's going.
Wednesday evening, 6 p.m.
Yes.
See you here.
Take care.
Later,
Bye.
Gators.